happen for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.
Welcome back to Modify Your Life Podcast, where I'm your host, Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy to Modify. And here on Modify Your Life Podcast, we talk about modify your life mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. Today we got Modified Frankie, the co-hostess with the mostest. How you doing?
Good. Hey, you forgot spiritually.
Oh, spiritually.
And
Sorry.
I remembered that
I
because
keep messing up.
you took me to church today.
Yeah, we did. How'd you like it?
I'm open to it.
Can you tell them why you said you're going to church, though? Can you tell them why?
Okay, because today is the third week in a row that you go to church. You even went to church in Texas, right?
Yep, shout out to my boy Marcos.
And
Eric didn't go, but shout out to him too. With him, Marcos,
Uh-huh.
Anthony. I got to meet Marcos' family. Super cool family. It was a great time in Texas. They were awesome.
Yeah, so he grew up going to church, right?
Yeah.
There was waves. Only when we needed something spiritually we would go. So like I believe, but I don't know about if I'm sold on organized religion. I don't know, but I'm open to it. And last night he's like, "Oh, I have to go to sleep early because I have church in the morning." And I was like, "Oh, so this is like a thing, okay?" And he's like, "You want to come?" He's like, "But you don't have to if you don't want to. Like, I'm not forcing you to." And I'm just like, "Whoa, you're not gonna be morally higher than me here." So now I have to go. He gaslit me into going.
Well, I think you gaslit yourself into going, but I was like, I don't know if that's the right reason to go to church, but
morally
you're going.
righteous
You're
over
going.
here.
So hey, you went. You decided to go. I'm not. Hey, only thing I know, and the only thing that I preach is the only way you can lead is from the front. Mm-hmm. That's it. I'm just gonna do what I do.
I was promised chilaquiles if I went, so
Okay, definitely did not promise her any type of chili. Just because me and
I
Big
did
John
get
went.
them.
Yeah, there was a really good place, but just because me and Big John went. But at the end of the day, she could do whatever she wants to do. She wants to be heathen and burn in hell, and we can't stop her.
I didn't blow up. I didn't blow up.
This week we have a lot of traveling coming up. I'm still going through this whole
It's a
mental
little
struggle.
overwhelming.
It is overwhelming, and I'm
Yeah.
going through this mental struggle of not being able to work out. So I have not worked out since Tuesday of last week. Let's
just
say the
ran,
last
right?
6 days. I've only ran a couple times this week, and it's a mental battle that I'm overcoming, and it's definitely tough. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I talk about being mentally strong, and this is another one of my times this year that I could push through and become mentally strong. So, it's a lot going on, but we've shot a lot of podcasts. So I am like mentally,
His brain is toast.
I'm mentally toasted. Like I'm not physically, I'm mentally tired. But at the end of the day, like this is one of those things before we get into this Q&A, and a lot of people wrote some really cool questions. I can't wait to get into it. And thank you so much. If you ever have a question, or you ever love a podcast idea, or if you ever would love us to talk about something that, a topic, always comment down below, or you can send myself or Modified Frankie a DM.
Yeah, if you're a little shy, just send a DM.
Yeah, you could always do that. We respond to DMs. I do not have any company that controls my Instagram but me. It's always been me, and it will always be me. I don't believe in having people automate
Running
my
your
social
stuff,
media. I don't like that. I feel like that's when you start becoming a sellout. The reason why we are here in this position that we are from social media wise is because all of you, and that's something I feel is disrespectful to just automate something like that. And the reason why I'll say that is because it was done to me recently, and it made me no longer like the person who I really looked up to. I'm not gonna give out the name, but I really looked up to him, and I thought that he actually had followed me. But come to find out that it was just an automated thing. And then it was because obviously, well, think about it. The person who I followed had a really big following. Is really a self-development type of person. And I was like, oh shoot, when he followed me, I got super excited. Like, when Joe Rogan followed me, I thought it was fake. Right. And I sent him a DM. No, he DM'd me first. And then we DM back and forth. I'm like, holy crap, this is real. It didn't ask me for anything. Didn't ask me if I wanted to come to a seminar, nothing. This person that followed me, once again, not giving any names, they followed me. I got super excited. I'm like, oh wow, like this is crazy. Like I can't believe he even knows who I am, X, Y, and Z. And then, literally 10 minutes later, I get a DM, and it was a very generic question. And I responded back like, yo, like I really appreciate you following me. Like this really means a lot. Not sure if you know about my journey, X, Y, and Z. And they're like, no, yeah. I said, no, yeah, man, that's obviously amazing. Self-development is where it's at. And then didn't even respond back to that message. I just started to look at it, and I got a response of asking if I heard about the seminar he's about to be hosting. No. Then I got a message if I was looking for a life coach. And then right away, once I said, That was I just asked what the prices were. I was like, hey, these prices are out of my price range. She's like, oh, well, here, I'm giving out these tickets for free. Just got to blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, this is fake. I was like, oh, this is just generated stuff. It's not him for sure. It's someone either running his account. And I was like, I'll never do that. Because like for me, like I look up to people just like everyone else does. Right. So for me, like Andy Frisella followed me and messaged me. I talk to him pretty much every other day. And he's a real human being. Like you really tell he's here for the people. And as unfortunate, the person who I once thought that was here for the people was just here for the money, which I get it. Like we all have to make money. I have to make money too. I do social media. I'm an online coach because I want to help people, but the outcome of me helping people is making money. But I always feel like the reason why people do follow me is because I stay true.
Well,
and
you
I
still
don't
have to
sell
be
out.
a person. Like I 100% agree with business is business 100%. But if you are in the business of helping people, then you have to be a real person.
Yeah.
Or even if, like, say, for example, this person just physically can't get to these DMs, so they have to hire someone, at least say, like, hey, I'm on the team of blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
How can I help you? Or whatever it is.
It's misleading because
Yeah.
if you're responding back to my DMs, people are going to assume that you're me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I get it. Like business is big.
But say like, hey, like I'm Frankie. Like say I answered a DM of yours, like, oh shoot, sorry, like this is Frankie, and then answer whatever. But for them not to think it was you all along.
Yeah, and then the response is super cheesy. So
Yeah.
and right now I can't afford his life coaching. I would have loved to, and one day I mean maybe I could, but it's not in my bucket list right now to do. Right,
It gave you a bad taste in your mouth.
But when I can afford that life coach, or when I do look forward to finding another life coach, I wouldn't go for him because that was an automated fake conversation, right? So no, I'm not his client now, and I can't afford to be his client now. But maybe if it was a normal, actually him responding back to me and actually him following me, maybe I would have went to a seminar because I would have. But I felt so sold, I was just like, that's not a good feeling.
Yeah,
it wasn't a good feeling. So long story short, you can always send us a DM now. I don't get back in seconds. Don't get me wrong. It's only me handling DMs. But at the same time, I do get back to my DMs and I do check my restricted DMs and my restricted in my requested. There's actually requested, and then in the request there's another box for some. I don't know how you end up in that. It's like Instagram jail or something. But I get back to all of them. You know, the only one I'm really bad at is TikTok, but that one's just a lot of like shared stuff. But I still look sometimes. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we always want to continue to bring value to you. So if you have any questions or you want to have some topics we want to go over, please feel free to comment or DM us down below.
Yeah.
Let's go. Well, what is our what are we doing?
So we're going to do a Q&A.
How many we got?
Well, you forgot to update it, so you only screenshot 5.
Oh.
But I'm going to go with my favorite one.
We only got 5. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to go with my
I'm a
favorite
talker,
one.
so it's going to be like 5 hours.
Talk about who's cooler, you or Frankie?
Me. Easy.
You?
I'm definitely cooler.
Why didn't you even think about it?
Well, I don't have to think about it. I don't want to lie to you.
But I'm kind of cool.
I mean, you're cool, but you're not cool. It says cooler.
Big dog. You can't play me down because you still chose me.
It says cooler.
You chose me.
Yeah, but we're not talking about apples to oranges. They said who's cooler.
At least you didn't call me a watermelon.
I have. We're not talking freaking very slim, thick apples
Berries
to freaking
watermelons.
Watermelons.
Dang.
Voluptuous grapefruits.
I feel like I'm cooler.
Peaches. A pear.
I think you.
A pear.
We're done.
Shaped like a pear.
I feel like you do
upside down
cooler
pear.
things, but I feel like I'm just naturally just cool. Even though
Let
I'm
the people
boring.
decide. I just personally feel like, think about it. I have a freaking torn shoulder, and I'm not wearing a sling anymore. On top of that, I jump dirt bikes, and I'm just funny and cool.
I'm funny too.
I know, but it says cooler.
Well, you're the one who brought up funny, so then I'm going to say I'm funny too.
Well, I'm funnier.
That's not a word.
Well, today it is a word. So, I don't know. I just personally
So
feel that I'm
should
cooler.
we agree or disagree?
I mean, if you want to live in Delulu land, yeah, sure. I mean,
I
fine.
stay there.
Okay.
I got an Airbnb there.
Ain't that the truth?
Okay. Anyways.
So I'm cooler. We already know that, people. Thank you so
No.
much. Thank you for asking that question.
The next
Who was that?
Epic Auto Styling.
Epic Auto Styling. You knew that the answer is going to be me.
So why would you even ask? Like, it's a little disrespectful.
Awesome.
Do you think you're better than me?
Yeah.
Second.
That's a fat phobic me.
Okay.
But the actual me is not fat phobic.
So there's from Eric XX Orlando. What are the benefits of hitting
Eggs.
protein and fiber goals consistently? I could answer this one for me.
So, first things first, the biggest benefit of hitting protein is that you're not going to be hungry all day. So the one thing that we do when we come into our weight loss journey is that we want to take away carbs and we want to take all this crap away when we just need to focus on higher protein meals. And when you focus on the protein being the highest thing on that plate, it's going to keep you fuller a lot longer. It takes longer for your body to digest. It burns more calories to digest the protein, right? And our biggest complaint of our weight loss journey is that we're always hungry. Right. But it's not that you need to be hungry, because think about it. Some of us that are, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 plus pounds, whatever the number is, you're at the weight right now where you could eat a lot of calories, right? Because you're still a human being. And even though you're overweight, does not mean you need to starve yourself. Now, what it means is that you're supposed to eat this much calories in a day, but you're eating this much calories every single day. So all we got to do is bring your calories down just a little bit, right? Not 1,000 calories down, not 2,000 calories down. Don't go on a water fast. What you need to do is you need to focus on bringing yourself a little 200 to 500 calories, depending on the size of the person. My clients that are 400, 500, 600, and 500 calorie deficit. Anyone that's under that is anywhere between a 200 to 300 calorie deficit. Around 300 to 400 calorie deficit a week is about a pound a week. You know what I mean? And that's just pretty much how I break it down. And then what you do is you focus on high protein meals, right? Because when you focus on the high protein meals, what do you think it's going to do? If you're focused on on making sure the protein's the biggest thing on that plate, right? Before you even get into tracking, that's going to get rid of your tacos. That's going to get rid of your nachos. That's going to get rid of your carne asada fries. That's going to get rid of your pizza, right? And it's going to, now, when I say get rid of it, it's going to make you really look at it, not completely, but it's going to make you look at like, okay, wait, I'm supposed to have high protein meal.
And
right?
This is all carb.
And that's yes, exactly. So look at it for what it is. If it has 100 grams, if it has 50 grams of carbs and 2 grams of protein, that's a high carb meal. If it has 150 grams of fat and 10 grams of protein and 120 carbs, that's a high carb, high fat meal. Look at it as what it is. Now, how you're going to realize this is by tracking your food. Down below, there is a link on all my platforms to a food tracking app that I use in First Form.
And it's very helpful.
And it's very helpful. It can put your goals in there. It can allow you to put yourself in a deficit, or it'll put you in a deficit for you. Or if you need an online coach, I'm right here for you. But at the end of the day, the protein and fiber are going to go hand in hand, but you'll understand what fiber does when you understand what protein does, right? So what it is right now, we're so used to eating carbs, fats, protein at the bottom. That's how we eat, right? Look at your plate. Look at your plate in the next couple of days. So remember your plate yesterday. We're upside down in a pyramid right now, right? That's how we eat. Carbs way the hell up here, fats way the hell up here, protein way down here, right? Challenge yourself to reverse that, right? Eat protein, carbs, and fats. And notice how I said that, well, technically just protein first is the highest thing, because carbs, protein, carbs, and then fats are usually in your protein, unless you're eating like, a whole bunch of oil and crap like that. But you know what I'm saying, right? And then vegetables could be anywhere, right? Average vegetables are freaking like 5 to 10 calories a serving. So I'm not gonna bust your brain on that one, right? Eat all the vegetables you want. It's very less than likely you're gonna overeat a vegetable, especially when you're focusing on your protein. Another thing why having high protein and fiber is very, very important is because what we do is that we like to get our plate and we like to look at the plate and we finish our carbs first, right? We finish our carbs first, but when you finish that protein first, you are not going to have room in your stomach, your whatever stomach, gastric sleeve, bypass, or normal stomach, whatever you want to call it. You're not going to have a lot of room in that stomach when you focus on the high protein meals. And the fiber, what that's going to do, that's going to help your body digest it, and it's going to allow you to not be constipated. Yeah. Right. And what happens is that when the first couple of weeks when you focus on high protein meals, you might become a little constipated because you're probably only used to getting anywhere between 60 to 120 grams of protein a day. And if you're 300, 400, 500 pounds, that is horrible. I mean, think about this. Your goal is to eat this 1 gram of 1 gram of protein per your goal body weight. So if you want to weigh 250 pounds, then you need to eat 250 grams of protein a day. Now, go track your food for the next 7 days and see where your protein's at. I guarantee if you're hitting 250 grams of protein a day, I guarantee when you're getting that in like the fast food, high processed stuff, you're eating 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day. Easy. Because when I see the people actually hitting their protein goal, the number over there is also 4, 5, and 6,000 calories. And people think it's impossible. Track your food for 7 days and see what's really impossible.
It's a rude awakening, but the benefits of hitting protein and fiber, consistently. Because I have tracked food on and off for the past year or so, but not consistently.
More of off than on.
Anyway.
Like a flickering light.
The last 3 weeks, every single thing I put in my mouth gets tracked.
Uh-oh.
And I realized oh crap, like I'm not prioritizing protein, which I kind of knew, but like it's looking at me like I'm looking at it, right? So then I'm like, okay, I'm focused on protein. And then when I hit my protein goals, I'm not hungry throughout the day.
Oh wow. Who did you learn that from?
Some douche.
Oh, that's
And also
interesting.
it has helped with my sweet tooth.
Oh no, because you eat more protein, your body doesn't crave sweets because you're 9 times
like
out of 10.
I don't have the feeling of sneak snacking at night.
9 times out of 10, the reason why we have such a big sweet tooth is because our body is looking for energy when it's a lack of protein in our eat. It's a lack of protein eating. Look it up, Google it, right? So when you start focusing on the high protein, that sweet tooth goes away. Now your mental sweet tooth is never going to go away because we know how good cookies are. But that thing of like, oh, I need to have something sweet after a meal, it goes away because you're so full with the right food, with high nutrients food. And because it's high protein, you're not eating that stuff.
It's
right?
easier for me
Don't even go 30 days. Go 14 days. Don't even think about 30 right now. Just go 14 days of hitting your protein goal. I guarantee you're actually going to be on a weight loss journey where you're not going to feel miserable, right? Also, too, I'm saying this now. I want you to remind me. That's a whole podcast I want to shoot with you because you talked about that. Because your weight loss was not going anywhere, but now you've been consistent. You've been tracking your food. You've been hitting your protein, been getting your fiber. Right, and now she's losing weight consistently. Now she's lost more weight in the last 4 weeks or 3 weeks than she's lost since January of the 2024.
Yeah,
It's because it's the power of consistency. Now I share this with you because I know all of you struggle, and Modified Frankie struggles at it. And I struggle with that sometimes too. But I'm telling you right now, what's not allowing you to be successful is because you don't stay consistent.
True.
Next
But no, I want to backtrack and also answer why it's important to hit fiber. You did say you get a little backed up. So when I started prioritizing protein, I started lacking on eating the veggies. So the fiber wasn't hitting, and I wasn't hitting the toilet either. So now I'm just like, we got to balance this out.
Yeah. And it becomes, so remember too, right now it seems like a chore, but it becomes a lifestyle because you're going to go for your high protein and your carbs and your vegetables and stuff like that. Are you there? And that's what supplements are. Remember, if you're lacking in fiber, for some people, had gastric sleeve, they don't have a big stomach. So supplements are going to come in a big play of that because what it is, a supplement is something that's bridging a gap. You're right here. Here's the freaking place you need to get to, and you're not getting there because you're lacking something. The supplement is going to bridge that gap.
Yep.
The supplement's going to breathe that post that comes down, allows you to walk across, whether it be helping you reach your protein goal, helping you hit your fiber, helping you get more X, Y, and Z, whatever it is you need. There's a supplement for everything. Once again,
There's
links
a
are down below.
supplement in here.
There's a supplement there. You're drinking your protein right now.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's a
you know what I mean?
protein latte.
But yeah, and also too, you want to get those gains, male or female, you want to have muscle mass. Not because, muscle weighs more than fat. No, if 10 pounds of fat is 10 pounds of fat, 10 pounds of muscle, and you're not, and definitely, let me just get that in your head right now. You are not, do not fall victim to your trainer that's telling you, this week you stay the same because you gain muscle. An average person can gain 4 to 6 pounds or 4 to 8 pounds of muscle a year. That means if you gain 8 pounds in the last 2 months, that's all your muscle then. You have no more muscle to gain. Think about an average person. Like, I hate when coaches say, oh yeah, I said that, I told my coach said I didn't lose weight because, this week I put on muscle. You know how difficult it is to put on muscle?
Natty.
It is difficult to put on muscle. Actually, no. It is consistent. It takes consistent work to put on muscle, and hitting your protein goal, make sure you're feeding those bad boys.
So it's not a fast
process.
process.
It's not a fast process. You know what I mean? So keep focusing on getting those workouts in. Keep on focusing on finishing up with some cardio, but keep on focusing on hitting your protein goals and staying in that deficit. You do that consistently for the next 14 days, the next 30 days, and you will see actual fat loss and not just you going back and forth with water weight on the scale, up and down.
And make sure you get that fiber in, because then you're not gonna feel
And a
comfortable.
quick fix if you've already been on a high protein meal and you're kind of feeling a little backed up. A quick fix. If you don't have time to wait for the supplements to get in, is Metamucil. I lived off Metamucil on my bodybuilding show.
Yeah, we got the sugar-free one.
A sugar-free one, and let's run with it. Let's go.
Okay.
Get that protein in, get that fiber in. Remember, you want to focus on high protein meals.
Mm-hmm. Ready for 3?
Ready for 3.
So this is from Get Snatched with Sonia.
Get Snatched with Sonia. Snatch.
She asked, what is the most important thing nutrition-wise in losing weight? How do I defeat a plateau?
All right, so
This
the
is all you,
most
big dog.
man. All right, let's get into it. So the most important thing when it comes to losing weight is staying consistent, right? One thing that as someone that's been on the journey, right? As one thing that sees someone who's watched his girlfriend stay on the journey and being a coach, right? I coach a lot of different people, right? I have Zoom calls every single day, right? The one thing when people come into my program and they lack is consistency, right? They've tried 50 different diets and they've only lost 2 pounds in the last 10 years, right? And the problem is because we don't stay consistent, right? Because staying consistent is difficult. We do something for a little bit and then we keep going and then we stop when things get a little difficult, right? And that's why it doesn't matter what you do in the first week. It matters what you do at month number 4, right? Month number 4, not week number 4, month number 4, right? So the best thing about weight loss is to find what your deficit is, right? Find what your maintenance is, right? Take yourself down 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, depending on your size and weight and what you're willing to cut from your eating a day. And then you focus on staying at that number or a little below it. That's what you focus on consistently. Stop listening to these coaches and these gurus about lose weight fast, lose weight quick, do this to lose weight on your stomach. You can control where you lose weight. Where you control where you lose weight is going to be in the kitchen, and then your body loses fat over time.
Yep.
Right. So that is the best thing for weight loss. Find something that is going to help you stay consistent. Another thing that you can have it if it's in your budget, get yourself an online coach or get yourself a personal trainer. Someone's going to help hold you accountable, because obviously holding yourself accountable is a very difficult thing. So we all need a little bit of help, right? That's a little tip right there. I am coach. If you need coach, I got you. If not, that was not a plug. I'm just telling you what has helped me and what will continue to help you in your journey. Or if you can't afford any of that, then they have group classes for like $150 a month at gyms, where you go and like do 2-3 workouts a week. That's another thing too. You know what I mean? Because maybe you're by yourself in this. Right? Find someone or find a group of people that can help hold you accountable. But she asked one more question too. What was the plateau?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ready for it?
In plateaus,
I don't believe in plateaus. I don't believe it. I'm gonna hurt some feelings right now.
There's no such thing as times.
Look.
Before
I keep going, before I get into this, I want to say this: 9 times out of 10, the people that are following me are not 4, 5, 6% body fat, or maybe even 7 or 8. Right? We're not there.
Thicker.
Right? We're not there. Right. So now this does not apply to people that are, say, 9% and under. 9 times out of 10, maybe 10 times out of 10.
That are in no way, shape, or form considered overweight.
We are probably not that you right now. So understand this. You are not in a plateau, right? A plateau is not real. A plateau is something where you've allowed yourself to get comfortable, right? You were tracking your food, then you start having a little bit more food, but you're relaxing somewhere, right? You're getting a little lazy. You're maybe not tracking everything, or you're allowing yourself to have another little extra meal or a couple bites of this or a couple snacks of that, right? So that's what a plateau is. If you're 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 pounds, your body fat is 20+%, you're not in a plateau, right? You are not losing weight because you're not eating enough, and you have to get that out of your head, right? Think about this. Every single time that you became comfortable, you become lazy. Right. So figure out what you were doing, where you're at, how dialed in your eating was before, when you were losing weight, and see where you started changing. Yeah. Right. Because that's what it's going to be. Because people get stuck in like the number one thing and like, coach, I'm in a plateau, and I have to go this whole thing and like break their hearts of why they're not a plateau. And then I have to go through a whole conversation of getting them to, like pulling teeth of getting them to say the truth to themselves. You know what I mean? It's very difficult. But one thing, just don't lie to yourself. Your plateau is not there. Especially for 2, 3, 4, 500 pounds overweight, or 200, 300, 400, 500 pounds. Like there's no plateau, right? At my heaviest, I literally stopped eating fast food 3-4 times a week, and I started to lose weight, right? And now I'm talking about my heaviest, but it's just it could be any weight, right? Look back and see where you started to slack off, where you got comfortable, because the definition of comfortable is lazy.
Yeah, and I think, and also like every calorie counts, and if you're a parent, I've experienced this only because of our godson Arlo. I wouldn't really register that me finishing his plate, me finishing up his
picking while you're eating,
me finishing his last 3 little dino chicken nuggets, like those are still calories I'm eating. And I thought, dang, like I only ate 1 meal today, but I was eating all his, like the rest of his food all day.
Well, first off, you never had 1 meal. Let's be honest. I hate when people say that. You didn't just have 1 meal. You've never went your whole life without having 1 meal. What I'm saying
is, like, I'll think that, but I was consistently eating.
You used to have 1 meal.
Chill. In my head, I had 1 meal, but I was eating all day long. Little bits and pieces.
You never had 1 meal in your life. I'm sorry.
Who's going to check me?
The scale.
Oh. That was a good one. But yeah, so anyway, every calorie does count. The grazing gets me in trouble with my 1 meal.
That was my fat phobic side. Sorry, guys. That's
Do you wanna-
that's my new go-through thing. That's my fat phobic side. That's not me. That's my fat phobic side.
shit.
No, no. Yeah, that's another thing people say, like, oh, only one time a day. You sure about that? I mean, I've told myself that before too, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. But liquid calories count too.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started.
I have one meal, but I have a iced coffee in the morning. I have a soda from the vending machine.
Cake pop.
Then I have a raspberry iced tea, and that's it.
And then the worst thing about these drinks too is that 9 times out of 10, they're like
You could've just had the meal.
They're like 4 servings.
Yeah.
Like when you go and get like a big gulp, it's like 7 servings of the drink. So 7. So if it's 200 calories times 7, right? That's 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 1,400 calories you just consumed in that drink. 14.
like
I eat
almost a
3,000 calories a day. That is almost 50% of what and my carbs
and you're just sipping
through the roof.
it.
And it's just a drink, right? So
Might as well chew it.
you might as
chew
well
your
just
calories.
get the diet drinks. Please just get the diet drinks.
Okay, you want to move on to number 4?
Are we ready?
I think so.
I think I'm done roasting you. I think that was a good one, the scale.
Who's checking me, boo?
Oh, Dr. Nazara.
Anyway.
What's his name?
Nazardin?
Nazara. Hey, that guy is a sap. Honestly,
If we could have him on the podcast, that'd be
dude,
great.
his responses, like, even when I was like my heaviest, I thought it was funny because, like, that guy's funny.
The way he roasts
The way he
people,
just roasted people, just the truth.
Mike,
but it's
don't
funny.
come from my multiple necks like that.
Damn. That's where I always get the damn from. That's from the show. The guy with his sister got on the scale. She get like he's like, damn. That's
Number 4.
number 4 of the Q&A.
So I'm gonna butcher the last name, but Ryan Walsingham.
Ryan Seacrest, awesome.
Walsingham. Are there things about your life that you find more difficult than before you got healthy?
Are there things about my life right now
That are harder now than when you were thicker?
So I personally feel that life is hard. You know what I mean? I think life is hard. But I will say that I don't know if this has to do with my weight, but I'm going to say with my mindset and where I am right now. I'm not satisfied, and it's something that I need to work on. And like, I'm always constantly in this mental battle. If I'm working hard enough, if I'm doing enough, if, once again, comparison to see other people's following and see if mine's going up or how my views are looking, which is a business. I have to kind of be comparison because I have to stay up to beat. I have to make sure that I'm bringing value to people in order for them to, one day want to work with me or just change their life around in general. You know what I mean? So the hardest thing that I'm going through is not being satisfied, but I don't know if that's a bad thing.
It's just hard.
It's just hard. Like I didn't suffer from this when I was overweight because I was always satisfied. Unfortunately, never satisfied with food, but satisfied with everything I did. As in, like I accepted half-ass work.
Okay.
Fortunately now, I don't accept myself to give half-ass work because I don't expect any of you to give me half-ass work or to give yourself half-ass work. So I really have to, continue to lead by example. And that I feel is maybe the hardest thing for me. And for me to understand, I guess, like I'm trying to paint the picture. I'm just never satisfied. Like that's all I can say. Like, switching over,
or bad, just harder.
Yeah, just switching over, a new platform from online coaching. Now I have to do everything 100% myself, and then I got to make sure I learn that stuff. My content, I'm always looking to see if I need to change my content. Like I've made the big change from like not just doing gym stuff and then putting words on there. Like I want to talk more because I want people to hear my voice. I want to be able to share more. So now we're in the change of doing that also, along with so many different things where I just look around. I'm just like, am I doing enough? Am I doing this right? And it's now what I have learned though is that to stop, trying to spread myself thin and focus on the things that are really, I guess you say bread and butter are like really going to bring value. What's important
in that moment?
What's important, like not even in that moment, just important in general. So that's what has gotten harder is I personally I'm never satisfied, but I don't know if that's a bad thing. And
it's just harder.
It's something that's different. Like I expect nothing but the best for myself. And I know in order to get that, I have to continue to keep working hard. And I said I don't know if it's a bad thing, but I'm going to say I know it's not a bad thing, but it is a hard thing. It's a lot of stress on my shoulders. I want to make sure my girlfriend doesn't have to work forever and she could be a stay-at-home mom. I have, family members who I want to take care of one day, and I got a mom who I want to be able to help, get her first house. So like, there's a lot of things on my plate. But at the end of the day, when I was 3, 4, 5, 600 pounds, I didn't have those goals. So like I said, I don't know if it's not a bad thing, but it's definitely a hard thing to kind of juggle. You know what I mean? So
For me,
that would be the only thing I could really think of.
For me, it's completely different. For me, what's harder is that I feel like I'm more visible. And it's harder for me because I'm more visible to people, it's hard for me to accept a compliment.
Oh yeah, compliments are, compliments are hard.
And that has been a result from weight loss. Because again, unfortunately, the way society works, you're a little bit invisible, a little bit. And then now that I'm in a different body, not that I'm getting the male attention, but in general, I feel like I'm looked at more. So then people want to talk to me more, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But to me, like, I'm not that social. So it's a little bit harder for me.
Oh, because before, I think I know why too. Because before, when you were overweight, you had like that really mean looking face, and now like you don't. You actually look very well. Like, you don't look like an asshole. Damn. Maybe before you would, because you kind of like, well, think about it. We both kind of had that mad looking face because we were miserable and inside.
Like, don't mess with me.
You know what I mean? But now it's, I told you, like, I think I talked about it on the podcast. Or no, I didn't. I came here, I tried to shoot this, but what I was talking about is like, I noticed that I don't walk around with a chip over my shoulder. Like before, when I was in the club, I used to mean bug. And did I talk about this on the podcast?
Yeah.
Where I talked about this before? Yeah, Big John and we're a group of friends that we're out with or whatever. They asked me if I was okay. I'm like, wait, I'm having a good time. And I realized that's a chip on my shoulder that I was holding. And I don't have to look around being mean and being the strong, like mean, or but not strong, like the big guy.
Mess with me if you dare.
Yeah, like I don't have to be that anymore. You know what I mean? But with you don't have that face anymore of like the R
resting
RB.
bitch face.
Yeah, I don't use the B word, so R. Yeah, whatever it is. You don't have that anymore. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, Frankie looks so nice. You guys are so funny." Blah blah. And I think
I'm
you
always
sometimes
gracious, but internally I'm like, don't talk to me.
Yeah,
but it's not because I don't want to.
Personally
I get like,
I personally feel like it's a front with you though. I feel like you're not like, oh, don't talk to me. Like I feel like you're just still stuck in your old ways where you haven't caught up to who you are today because you don't give off that vibe of don't talk to me at all.
I'm glad I don't give off that vibe, but and it's not that I don't like that people like talk to me more or anything. It's just like I am a little shy too.
Oh yeah.
And then like also like I am gracious when like people compliment me like, oh, you look great, or your smile's pretty. What I'm like, oh, thank you. But in turn I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, it's just because you went years without, and when I say years without getting compliments,
it's exhausting.
It's one of those things where it's not saying that you didn't get compliments from me, but my compliments were irrelevant, just like your family's compliments to you were irrelevant.
Yeah.
Right. So you went, and I'm not trying to hate on you. I'm just going to be honest, and I'll be, it's also saying about myself. Realistically, before a relationship, and then through a relationship, you probably didn't get any compliments other than from me. Like, I don't know, you never told me,
sparingly,
but
yeah.
Maybe when you go out with your friends with Yvonne and all them, like you probably weren't stared at like the other girls were. Mm-mm. And then also when I go out with like Caesar and them and stuff like that, I got no love or attention either. Mm-hmm. Right. And I wasn't out buying girls drinks, so therefore I definitely got no friends. You know what I mean? So it plays a big effect on you because you didn't get it because once again, it's unfortunate. I talked about this in one of the previous podcasts. It's a circle of life, and that's just how it goes. When people see you, they're not judging off your character, your heart. They're judging off your appearance. Yep. Right? And that's just unfortunate. So if now I feel like, not only you, but myself have to understand how to take compliments because let's be honest, we went 15 years without getting compliment. No one. Yeah. I've never, other than till last year, New Year's Day or New Year's night when we went out, got the most compliments about who my appearance and
you did.
And from like multiple girls. Like girls never came up to me before.
Yeah, both girls and guys.
Yeah, girls and guys. Well, guys be buying me drinks sometimes. I'm like, hey,
fit was fire.
I was looking fresh. I was looking classy and sassy.
He got a whole outfit straight from the mannequin.
From the mannequin. That's a great feeling. So you on a weight loss journey, your goal is to buy from the mannequin because that mannequin did me right that day.
He saw the mannequin, the whole fit.
I was like, oh, that's
even
it.
The shoes. He's like,
bought
babe,
it.
I want every piece. And I'm like, okay.
And
then he tried it on. He's like, let's go.
But I didn't get I'm not like, this ain't no sad story. This is real life. Like, I didn't get compliments. Like, I would go out plenty times without you, and I wouldn't, people would come hang out with the group of friends I was with. Yeah. And they would shake my hand and say hi to me, but it was like, they didn't come here for me.
You're a part of the background.
I was a part of, exactly. I was like, I was that pain in the background hanging. right? And I was still like had I was still funny. I still talked. I wasn't
I
shy.
would get hyped up for my personality, but that was
It was never the looks. Yeah, and it's just unfortunate what it is. So now you just have to learn how to take compliments, and it's adapting to our new lifestyle. It's
not a
very
bad thing,
different.
it's just harder.
Yeah.
But I'm sure at some point I'll get.
So actually, that
over
is
it.
another thing that's harder. I think that's another thing that's harder too is learning how to take compliments
And really believing them?
and really believing them
Yeah.
because like I said, I would give Modified Frankie compliments. She would give me compliments. My family would give my family would give me compliments like I was a Greek god.
They love him.
But at the end of the day, those don't count because you feel like that is owed because that's your family and they love you.
You're like, you're my mom. Of course you think I'm cute.
But once that's so now that I get compliments or like if like when the girl told me at the bar when I was going at the New Year's Day when she's like, oh my gosh, I really like your jacket. Where'd you get it from? Like I wasn't like planning on cheating, but I didn't even know how to have a conversation. Like I was like, oh, thank you, and I just
then
turned.
you're like,
I turned this like really quick, like
so you're like, what now?
like, and it wasn't that like, oh my god, Frankie sees me talking to her, she can think I'm cheating. No, it was like I genuinely didn't know what to say, and her and her friend were being very nice, like talkative, and I was like, oh yeah, thank you, and then they asked me something, I'm like, oh yeah, thank you, and looked that way, I'm like, I didn't know what to say. It's like I don't know how to take compliments.
So what's next?
And then like it makes you second guess if it's real or not.
And
it's so weird.
That same night, remember, a couple people asked to buy me drinks, and I'm just like, this is so new to me.
Chill, don't take my shine. You had like one person.
No, I had 2 people. No, 3
Why don't you take them? You know what? That saved me $50.
No, it was $50 per drink.
That's what I said. That would have saved me $50. $50 per drink. That's $150 at night.
It was.
No, I'm just
I
kidding.
will say
You
it
take
was
them all.
very. It was very flattering because it's something new to me, newer, especially because I haven't been in the dating scene for like 13 years.
Question. The guys that asked you for drinks, I want to know this because I'll tell you my answer.
Okay.
The guys that asked you for drinks over the last couple months or years, whatever started, or
buy me
whatever,
drinks?
whatever it was,
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
you drinks. Some guy hit on. I know this guy hit on you at the gas station. Whatever it is. Majority of the people that have like tried, they obviously don't know you have a boyfriend. I'm not walking around. I'm not holding your hand.
Yeah.
You're doing this, so like it's okay to be honest. Like, are the guys that are hitting on you now, or showing you attention now, were they out of your league of the old version of yourself?
Yeah.
Same.
Hey,
Like some girls
we're
will look
doing
at
great
me.
in
Some
life.
girls will look like I'm like I would never have a chance to talk to you, and now you want to talk to me. I'm happily in a relationship because like
Yeah.
But it just like mind boggling. Like before, like I would be like, no, I wouldn't even go and talk to that person. She's out of my league. I'm gonna go to that person. And now that's so interesting.
But I
Moving on
I
up.
nicely declined. I would say, oh,
yeah.
thank you. But then I'm like, I'm with him. And they would look at you like, okay. And they'd walk away.
Mr. Furberry. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so. But yeah, so it just I guess in a way it kind of falls in lines of like you're gonna attract what you put out, I guess, right? I guess I don't know. I mean, like, if I was never getting hit on before, I'm not saying never had girlfriends, but like you were overweight, I was overweight.
It
I
was
guess
just
we
work
worked
to
out.
get a
It worked,
person.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was, you know what I mean, and like
It
now,
just
like
didn't come so easy.
yeah, no, I was like, you know what? Being single don't sound too bad. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, they ain't grinding with me like that. Honestly.
They weren't shooting with you at the gym.
They weren't shooting. Well, you weren't shooting with me at the gym either, honestly. But I mean,
I was recording
you were at home.
sometimes.
You were at home. You were
Actually, your viral video, the 100 and something million.
Girl,
viewed
that
one,
is
I
a
recorded
one
it.
time you went to the gym out of like a million.
Don't matter. I got you
Oh my
100 million
God.
views.
You'll never let that be
No,
down. You'll
never.
let that be down.
Never. Are you ready for number 5? It's
Yeah.
the last one.
You're boring me already. Views are going down. Who's gonna check me? The scale. All right, come on. They're waiting for the last Q&A. Don't make them wait.
Wait Haka _Martin.
Budaka.
Wait Haka.
Wayhaka.
What? Wait Haka.
Waytaka.
Wait Haka _Martin.
Sounds Samoan. All right, Martin. You could have just said Martin _ Martin.
Yeah. What keeps you going? That one's deep.
What keeps me going? Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Myself and the goals I set for myself. My family. You're part of my family, so I don't need to say that. My clients. Just life in general. Like what keeps me going is like I get to live life, right? And you understand, like coming from someone who was ready to take their life, getting to live life is amazing. Right. And a lot of the stuff that I'm doing in my 30s is stuff I wanted to do so bad in my early teens and 20s. Right. So if you ask me on a personal level, what keeps me going is the fact that I get to live life correctly. If you ask me on like a full scale, like on the big scale, like what keeps me going is my clients, my family, and the impact on the weight loss community that I get to bring.
Okay.
Right? Like this weight loss journey, I feel is way more than me. Right? Like I literally, if the people that will follow me and continue to follow me and get inspiration, motivation, and clients and stuff like that, I have an obligation to keep pushing myself harder to keep showing them what's possible.
Yep.
And if I were to go back in 2, 3, or say 8 months a year and be 150 pounds heavier, then that could be really detrimental to the mindset of someone who really has not only faith in me, but I brought inspiration to them, because if they see me gain weight after I lost 350
Like,
and got
what's
to
the
experience
point?
life, they're like, well, if he gained the weight, then what's going to stop me?
Yeah.
Right. And that is something that I know, right? Because if I have a conversation where I thought someone followed me who I look up to and it was automated and that made me look at them differently and second guess a lot of things, then imagine me getting overweight again. Imagine me being 400 pounds in the next 8 months.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? So that's what keeps me going, to know that it's my obligation. Like, I was put on this planet to bring value to other people by learning from my mistakes.
Sick.
You know what I mean? So like, that's what keeps me going, honestly. Like, in days when I want to quit, like this, the shoulder thing, changing platforms, everything that is mentally going on with me right now. Not bad. Like, I say mentally, people like don't think like, oh my God, he's going crazy. No, like, you know, we all mentally, you know, think and struggle and stuff like that.
Well, you use a lot of things as fuel, because sometimes there'll be times where you're not feeling like doing your cardio or whatever, right? And then you'll have a Zoom call with the client,
And
then
I'll
you're
go.
like, and then you're like, cardio. This one's for Brianna,
Yeah.
or this one's for this person.
Well, if you really think about it, right, as much value as I bring to my clients, they bring to me, right? Because they say that if you want to be successful, then you surround yourself by successful people or people becoming successful. So I get to talk to people that are becoming successful every single day. Now they're talking to me and we're game planning their week and see how they could do better and see where they're struggling with X, Y, and Z. But I cannot be selfish enough to say that they're not also bringing value to me. Because by me, they teach me stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even our group call in the community, you know, I got to realize a little bit more about myself. Like, people don't understand that just because I am heavy to modified doesn't mean that you're not your own version of heavy to modified.
Yeah.
Right? Because we all have a story and we've all overcame a lot of different battles. Right? You know, you don't need to have a big following to bring value to someone. It could be your niece, nephew, cousin, uncle, your kids, whatever it might be. Right.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of people don't quite understand, is that they think they need a following to have a voice, but actually your voice starts at home, right? Your voice starts when you put in the work. So for me, like, that's what just keeps me going. The fact that like I have people looking up to me, but then also too, I have myself to prove right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's honestly what keeps me going. And, you know, and I'm going to continue going. I'm going to continue to second guess myself. I'm going to continue to think if I'm working hard or not. I'm going to continue to have self-doubt. But at the end of the day, regardless of what I think, as long as I take actions to become better, I'd rather have these thoughts of thinking if I'm working hard enough than just completely stop working at all. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Right? Because at one point I was, you know, worrying. At one point, my mom and myself were worrying if I was going to wake up the next day. Right? That's what I was worried about.
That's crazy.
Now I'm worrying if I'm working hard enough. When I have a whole bunch of people around me saying I work too much, which I don't believe any of you guys.
You're a freak. That's why.
Honestly, I gotta be honest. When you guys say that, I just think
You're
you guys,
like,
I
you
think
guys
you
aren't
guys are
working
lazy.
hard enough.
Yeah, exactly. I think you guys are lazy. I do.
mean,
But when you say that though, not like you're a lazy person, but like in my head, when someone says you're working too hard, I just feel like they're a lazy person.
And you're like, why don't you work harder?
Exactly. Like think about it. Like everything I've done in the last 4 years, right, since 2020, is because I changed my thought process on life, and I stopped giving 100% to obesity and start giving 100% to who I want to become.
Ooh.
Right? So think about it. How hard were we working to have Korean barbecue 3 times a week? How hard were we working for me to pay for car parts I couldn't afford, to pay for cigarettes, or to pay for vapes, or to pay for alcohol? How hard was I working to stop at fast food when I knew I had to be at work on time? How hard was I working to work 2 different jobs and still be struggling mentally and financially? Like, how hard how much effort and time and stress did all these things bring to me that was making me worse?
True. So you picked your hard.
So I picked the hard that made me better, that allows me to sit here in a luxury apartment and have a Rolex on, and to make sure that you don't have to work for anyone but yourself, and to make sure my mom and my dad and then my brothers and sisters don't have to, stress or worry about me, other than me breaking arms and shit. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like if you look at that picture, I'd rather work towards that than, you know, work towards the things that was going to put me in an early grave. And that's what keeps me going.
Facts. So what keeps me going? Honestly, two things. One is you, because as much as I want to quit on certain things because it gets too hard, you do not allow it. And it's never anything that's not going to benefit me or that's going to like be bad for me. It's just like anytime that any type of self-development, like I'm like starting to like push it away, you're like, nope. And I'm like, damn, he's right.
Well,
So you don't allow me to give up.
if you allow someone that you love, that's in your circle, in your community, in your family, in your friend group, whatever it might be, to give up, then you don't love them. Like, honestly, you don't love them. And if you're the person that stopped being friends with someone in your circle, in your family, because they would push you to be better, then you're an idiot. Just to be honest. I'm just to be 100% honest. You're an idiot because that person probably will loves you more than the people that are telling you keep going on the bad path.
Yeah.
Right. And think about it. I want our relationship to work out. I want our relationship to turn into a marriage. I want to, you know, have kids, X, Y, and Z. Right. So if I really care about our relationship and us getting married and us having kids and having a future together, then why would I sit there and watch you let you fail?
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense. Like, isn't that the definition of some type of love to, like, you know, to do anything to help that person or to feel good? All right. There's some type of definition of love.
Like you're always pushing for excellence.
Yeah.
And which is amazing because even like when I don't have that in the tank, you're going to give it to me.
Yeah. And you, Big John, anyone, you even said in the podcast, like, don't tell me your goal. My client.
Oh, they know better
right?
now.
Don't tell me your goals because I'm that asshole friend. Like, I'm telling you right now, that friend that, you know, that not the real Matt Graham talks about, that, like, you know, that will push you and you would think he's just an asshole. I'm that asshole. Hi, that's me. Right? Because if you tell me that you want to become something or do something, accomplish something, I'm going to take that as now it's part of my goal because now it's my obligation to make sure I remind you because you told me you trusted me to know your goal is.
Yeah. Even like in the beginning of the year, you told all of your clients, I need you to give me a list of your New Year's goals, and I don't want them to all be weight loss related. And then I'll hear you sometimes like, hey, so how's the garage? Did you get to it yet?
Yep.
And it's like, dude, they're here for weight loss. Yeah, I don't care.
It's all mental. Your garage is dirty, your ass is dirty. But no, I
remember
honestly,
you telling one guy too, hey, you're slipping. I saw your check-in
Check-in
photo. Your
photo.
room's a little dirty. What happened?
I judge on the check-in photos too. You know, but that just, to me, as a caring coach, for me to look, and I know it sounds weird because I'm pointing it out for myself, but I only can speak for myself. I'm not just paying attention to them. I pay attention to their smile. I pay attention to their room. I see if there's dirty stuff around it. It's not that I'm judging. I just know that if your room's not put together, then you're not put together. Say what you want to say, but it's freaking true.
There has,
right?
I heard a conversation. I obviously won't say the name. And that person was telling you like, hey, like I've been struggling mentally for like the last 2 weeks and told you like the whole explanation. You're like, yeah, man, I was waiting for you to tell me. Like, I knew something was going on. Like, how? I'm like, your room's a mess. He's like, I knew you weren't okay. He's like, I was just waiting for you to tell me.
Floorboards are dusty. I know all that. Just can't. Three soda. There's one photo. 1 week there's a soda can. The next week there's 2 soda cans right next to it. So I know he didn't throw the one last week away. But I noticed that because I know
you're like, something's going on.
Something's going on. But also I can't force it out of you. You have to, take it. The same thing with you. I'm never going to force a conversation from you. I'm hoping that you would come up to me and share what's going on and what
I'm getting better at it.
Yeah, you're getting a lot better. But just getting back into the question, if you really love someone, you are going to do everything in your power to help make sure that they win and not let them fail. Right now, you can't do the work for them. You can't force them to do it. But I'd rather be the friend that say, yo, you're giving up on yourself. What's going on? Than be the friend that's saying, oh, it's okay. Let's go out and drink.
Yeah, you had a bad day. Let's go eat.
I've been that friend. I didn't get myself or any of my friends anywhere. So, so that's why.
Like, oh, you had a shitty day. We should go out to eat, girl. We deserve it.
No.
That was me.
I know.
Wait, another thing, because that's one thing. So I'm in a part of my weight loss journey where I am doing it for me, but right now I feel like what's making me hold on longer is finding other people to do it for. Which maybe
Whatever
it's
works.
not the best thing, but like that's what's like keeping me locked in. Like, so one is you, and the other is, for some reason, like people on social media, like really are like right now counting on me winning. And I'm like, shit, I can't let them down.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even know these people, but they believe in me so much that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Well, whatever is going to allow you to win, right? Whatever's going to push you. Like sometimes it's me some days. Sometimes it's yourself. Sometimes whatever, you just got to grab that little bit of motivation, the inspiration, right? Turn it into action.
Yeah.
Build into consistency, and you're going to win. It's not meant to be easy. Stuff is difficult, right?
Yeah.
It's hard. It is very difficult. It is hard to do the right thing because we're surrounded by so many people that are willing to do the wrong thing every day and highlight it like
make it seem like they're still winning.
And make it seem like they're still winning. I'll tell you right now, you are not winning if you're not truly happy when you look in the mirror. That's it.
Preach.
And that's what keeps me going. Was that the last question? What keeps me going? That was it. What keeps me going.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I hope this brought value. Hope you like this. So remember, if you ever have any questions and when we do a Q&A, all you got to do is comment down below or send us a DM. We screenshot them. And maybe we'll start doing it once or twice a month where we do just a Q&A podcast.
Yeah.
I hope this brought value to you. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. We love the comments. And we'll see you in the next one.
All this happened for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.